Hey guys, let's go through video 4 here. The last video. So far, we've covered the what and why of first impressions. We've covered the roles, the areas that you might be serving, and we've covered how to identify new people in the church, and also how to talk to people that you don't yet know, using that phrase, "I'm not sure we've met yet. My name is blank." So for this last video, I'd like to talk through ways that you can be most successful as a member of the First Impressions team. So we'll talk through some tips, tricks, housekeeping items, and then final encouragement as well. So for some housekeeping items, the first thing is we have a team huddle. It's about 5 to 7 minutes of time for prayer, encouragement, being reminded of why we do what we do. So we start that 30 minutes before the service that you will be serving at. So please arrive at least 30 minutes beforehand. There's a cabinet in the entryway with your lanyard in it. It's all alphabetized. So grab your lanyard, come meet us at where we will be doing the huddle at, typically in the lobby area. There's also signs in there that you can hold while you're serving. There's some umbrellas in there for when it's raining. There's some candy, other things that you might need. When you serve, make sure you're not holding anything else in your hand. I know it's easy for us to hold a coffee, and sometimes even when we feel awkward, it's nice to just hold something so we don't feel like we don't know what we're doing, right? So my request has always been, don't hold any coffee in your hand, right? Because it kind of just portrays that like, hey, I'm just standing here keeping you at a distance. But when we have both of our hands free, or when we're holding a sign, we're engaged, right? And that's the hope, is that we're here to serve for 25 minutes. So have your hands free, be engaged in serving, be ready to do what you need to do. So keep your hands free from anything other than a sign. If you feel like you need to hold something, you can hold a sign inside, outside, whatever you want to do. Again, those signs are in that lobby, in that thing in the lobby. So keep your eyes open to what people might need. So just think, what would be helpful for you if you were coming into the church for the very first time? What would be helpful for you? And do it, right? I'm giving you the ability to go and do whatever you need to do. So you can leave your spot. If you see someone that you need to talk to, if you see someone who's confused, that you need to bring them to the kids area or to the connection hub, I'm giving you freedom. Unless you're handing out handouts as people are going in, then find someone to help them out, right? But otherwise, you can leave your position and go and help that person do what they need to do. Be personal, be as personal as possible by finding things that will help them. And then my encouragement for you is to try to serve as consistently as possible, whether that's like every on month, off month, or it's 2 times a month, once a month, whatever it is. But try to serve consistently. I think it helps keep you in the mindset of serving. It helps me know when you're going to be there, all of that stuff. So I will schedule you each week, and you can accept or decline based on if you're available or not. But it would be helpful for me if you tell me when it is you think you can serve regularly, and we'll go from there. Some tips here. When you come to serve, don't just show up thinking, oh, I'm just not doing that big of a deal today, or not doing that big of a thing today. I'm just holding a sign, I'm just saying good morning. No, show up, be ready to serve God, because we're ultimately serving God and his people. And this is all part of the gospel message. It's all part of sharing the love of Jesus with people. So when you come, be in that mindset. I get to serve God today. I get to serve people today. What an amazing thing I get to do. Try to remember names. That's another tip. I know it's really hard to do so, but if you do meet somebody, try to remember their name. So the next time you see them, that is such a personal touch that people like, hey, they remembered me. What an amazing thing. So try to remember names. Try out some new serving roles every once in a while. Sometimes we only do what we're comfortable in. And part of what the next encouragement as well is, be willing to be uncomfortable. So if you're comfortable in a certain role, but you feel like you need to get outside of your comfort zone, try out a new role and step outside of your comfort zone in that. So that is the last encouragement there, is be willing to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. Serving the Lord in general is uncomfortable. And I've said this a lot, but it's so important for us. So lean into the power of the Holy Spirit when you serve, right? The Spirit will empower you, and the Spirit will equip you. The Spirit will allow you to step out on the waters in a new way. Finally, my last piece of encouragement here: don't be a cul-de-sac, right? When you drive down a street that's a cul-de-sac, you can only turn around. And we are hospitable, we are loving, we are caring for others only because we have first received that hospitality, that love, and that care from Jesus, right? Romans 5:8, verse 8 says, but God demonstrates his own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. So what that says is, while we were still outsiders, While we were on the outside, while we were sinners, while we were destined for death, he died for us and made a way for us to become insiders. That's why outsiders to insiders is so, so important. This is why we do what we do, because God first gave it to us so we can pass it along to others. While we can't do the saving work of Jesus, he's the one who does it, right? We can do whatever it takes. Like the paralyzed man who had friends that did whatever it took to get their friend in front of Jesus. That's what we get to do on a weekly basis. We get to help people break down as many barriers as possible so that they can come in, they can see and experience and know the love of Jesus for them. So we get to go on this adventure of serving God, serving people. So thank you so much for going through this training. Thank you so much for willing to serve, but please be in touch with me throughout this whole process. If you're like, this isn't going to work for me, please tell me that. I don't want to force you to do anything that you don't want to do. But I want to develop you. I want to help you. I want to walk alongside you. I want to love you throughout this process. It's an amazing opportunity for us to use the gifts that the Holy Spirit has given us and to rely on him in the parts and the areas that we're uncomfortable in. So let's go help outsiders become insiders here at Good News as all throughout our lives. Thanks.